So you're thinking about selling your house with a purple tier, a curfew chaser, and a bowl of election nuts. Here's what you need to know. Hey guys, hi, Anthony Nitz here with eXp Realty. Yeah, wow, what a interesting time that we are going through right now. But I tell you what, I get a lot of people recently who have just reached out to me and said, Anthony, man, we were thinking of selling. What do we do? What do we do? We've got, we're in the purple tier, right? So most restrictive tier that we haven't been in for a little while. We've got curfew now. That's a new thing. That's new. How's that going to affect us? And we're still dealing with all this election stuff where there's still not a resolution on it. Let's not even get started on that. But, there's people who need to sell. Maybe they're thinking of selling and you've got questions and you're going, man, well, what do we do? Well, how do we get our home sold? And I've got some information for you. I like to look at data and kind of really see what's going on to help us come to a conclusion on those decisions. And there's a very simple answer, one really simple answer, and this sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. It's like, if you need to sell, you need to sell. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, right? But for those of you who are kind of on the fence, you're going, well, we were thinking of it, we weren't sure, maybe we're going to, maybe we're not. Let me show you some numbers here to help you kind of get to that point where you can make a good decision for yourself. So if we take a look over here, we're looking at average days on market. Now, this is an interesting to me. I love watching days on market because days on market always tell a really good story. They tell a story about really what's happening in the marketplace, and you can see this depicted right here on this chart that we have here. If you go back and what we're looking at is days on market. You got the blue line, which is days to sell on a median, and then you've got the green line, which is days to sell, average number of days. Okay, and so I look at both, and I'll tell you why in a second. But if we take a look at this, you go back to January, and average median days on market was 30 days. 30 days. Okay, now let me clarify something. Days on market is the number of days that your house is on the market with a sign in the front yard. It's in the MLS before you get an offer that is acceptable to you. Okay, so it's not like, well, we put our house on the market and now we closed escrow 30 days later. No, that's not what it is. It's how many days until you've gotten an acceptable offer that you've accepted before you moved on. Now, the average number of days was what, 55? Is that what we're looking at here? Yeah, 55. Okay. And if you look here, you'll see we get into, end of February and March, those number of days were down, right? But then you see this little bump right here in starting in April, May, June, where the number of days go up. Why? Because we're sitting there going, what are we going to do? What's happening? We don't even know what's going to happen. Is everybody turning into zombies? Are we, just sitting and waiting to try and figure out what's happening? So days on market started going up because a lot of buyers were sitting there going, well, I don't know what we're going to do. And lenders were even kind of pulling back a little bit going, let's see what's going on. And then as we got into, June, summer months and things like that here in Orange County, we're going, you know what? Okay. We've kind of got this figured out now. We see what's going on. We got the social distancing. Everybody's wearing a mask. We're, doing our best job to stay, safe. And we figure out how to promote houses and sell houses in a way that keeps people safe as well. It's totally different than what it was, just 9 months ago. Okay. But so you see here the days on market start going down. So now we're in November and we're only partway through November. Today's the 21st on the day that I'm recording this, the evening of the 21st. And if you look at the median number of days on market is 11. So let's be clear about what median means is they take all of the sales that have happened for November and then they go straight to the middle, right there. How many days did that house take to sell? And it's 11. Okay. And what that tells us is it tells us that, well, half of the properties that have sold in less than 11 days. Less than 11 days. Okay. The other half sold more. Okay. Now this takes into account even properties that have been on the market for a bazillion days. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and there's some that have been out there for a long, long time. But that's why I kind of also like to look at average too, because if we're at 11 days for the median, and then we look at the average, we go, well, it's 29 days. Okay, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Because there's been times when I've seen where the median, because of some strange anomaly, seems really low. And then you look at an average, and you get these really high numbers, that kind of throw it out of whack. But, it's right in line. And you can see the charts are even a good match. And so here's a question that I have for you. So if it's taken 11 days to get your house sold, and we're talking about what does it mean to get a house sold in 11 days? It means it's probably in a good location, right? It's probably in pretty good condition, maybe excellent condition, but good condition. It just has to be in good condition, and it's priced properly, right? So if you have those three factors in there, you're looking at getting your house sold in 11 days or less if you're on the bottom half of the median. And so my question to you is, if you're selling your house, if you're thinking about selling your house, why would you pay really high commissions to have your house for sale for 11 days? Okay, because we do a 1% listing fee. If you got questions about that, just reach out to me. Happy to answer. Happy to answer any question. You call me. We'll sit and chat for an hour, and no obligation, no pressure, no nothing. We just talk real estate. That's what I love to do. So we've got days on market, right? That's a good indicator right now that because the days on market are low, it means that there is demand. There are buyers looking for your house right now. Now let's go over to, let's go here where we're looking at the active number of listings versus the median price. Okay. And so something interesting to really note is that, okay, active number of listings. And this trend follows, the green line is the number of active listings. And if you look at the green line, you're looking at what is a common trend. I'll show you in a minute, where homes come on the market at the beginning of the year, January, even February, not as much. March, April, May, June, all the way until, October, even trickling into November, you'll have that big curve before it goes down for the holidays, right? That's usually what it is. It's just because it's holidays. Orange County, we don't have seasons in the sense that, we don't want to put our house during the, 3-foot high snow season. No, we don't have that. It's the, it's warm and comfortable, or, oh my God, it's drizzling and I need a parka. That's just how we are, right? And so, if you take a look at this, you'll see that's normal. They go up, they go down. But if you look right here, we're looking at about April. It did that dip. It did the dip because we're waiting see what's going on, right? And at the whole beginning of this pandemic thing, it kind of did the dip. But one of the things to notice is that this purple line, which is the median home sale price, has stayed very steady throughout the whole thing. It had a little dip, a little tiny dip, because let's look. So in April, the median home sale price was $770. In February, it was $799. So we're talking about a $30,000 difference, right? Of the median home sale price, as a result of a pandemic, right? Because there was so much speculation at that time. My gosh, the sky is falling, the market's going to crash, everything's all, going to heck in a handbasket, right? But it only had that little tiny bump, and it came back. Why is this? I have my theories. Well, part of it has to do with the fact that our population here. Oh, wait, oops. Oh, shoot. I had the numbers up here, and they went away. But the population here in Orange County is roughly 3,200,000, give or take, according to what's that site called? Orange County Healthier Together. OCHealthierTogether.org. You can go look at their stats there. But there's about 3,200,000 people in Orange County, and there's only about 650,000 resale residential properties. Okay, so you kind of got to do that math, and you look at it and go, is there demand? Yes, there's huge demand, especially with rates being as low as they are. So when we're talking about demand and we're talking about, is now a good time to sell? I'm going to give you my opinion, and I think now is a good time to sell because there's another good reason. It's the number. Look, if you take a look at the number of sales, the sales per month, same thing. Again, April, May, dip, number of sales because of the buyers. And then, and then people were just like, okay, we're surviving this thing mostly, right? Obviously we know there's people who are affected. I know my family was affected. But then people got back into, okay, well, we still need a house. We still got to buy a house. We have to buy a house. And so they got back to it. But sales are dropping again because of this. And so what this means is, is that you have less competition. Okay. And maybe we should look at the active listings. So let's look at active listings here. Okay, so as we look at active listings in the past 6 months, right, up to current, we are looking at the trend of the active listings dropping down. Again, typical, traditional, because the number of people putting their house on the market during the holiday season is less. But is this going to be a normal holiday season? I don't see people going to shopping malls and, fighting over the latest toy. Everybody's doing everything online, doing deliveries and things like that. And, so is it going to be different? But as far as a shopping season goes, do you think it might be the time when people go, man, we're cramped in this place. We need a bigger place. We've got the kids, we got the dog, and it's fine when mom and dad are going off to work all day long, the kids are in school all day long, but when they're living on top of each other all day long, like many of us have, it kind of changes the dynamic. And so do you think that they go out there and they're looking to buy your home? Yes, of course they are. Okay. And then if you look at this, you'll see historically, and I just wanted to show you this because historically, beginning of the year, January, February, it's down. It goes up. And then January, February goes down, right? December, January, February, and then goes up and then goes down, up and down. And it's typical. It's the way that it is out here. But if you look at the number of sales currently compared to even the previous years, number of sales are kind of peaking up a little bit. So there is definitely demand for your house. But what do you got to do? You got to price it right. You got to, if you're in a good location, if you're in a decent location, you don't have some weird situation going on, some, train tracks right behind your house, or, you're in an industrial zone or whatever, right? And if you have those, right? You can't get away from it. It's just going to be adjusted appropriately. And then it's priced properly, right? So priced properly, location, and decent condition. So I just kind of wanted to share with you this because, in my opinion, based on these numbers, I feel like, it's just as good a time as any to get your house sold, because what's going to happen is as we go into the holidays, it's going to dip as far as the number of homes that are available. And then it is going to come right back up again and have a lot of competition. And based on and depending on what happens with the final ultimate election results, right? What happens with the purple tier thing and the restrictions and the curfew? Does the curfew get tighter? Are there more businesses that are severely affected and impacted by it and having and losing revenue and closing down and things like that? Those are all factors that have to be considered as we move forward into the future. Now, you guys know also that whenever there's a vacuum, that vacuum gets filled in with something else. What that is, we don't know yet, right? We just don't know yet. So, folks, if you're thinking about selling your house, do me a favor. Don't do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Call me. Let's talk. Let's just talk. Let's just have a conversation, because we're going to save you a lot of money when it comes to selling your house. We only have a 1% listing fee, and we give you everything that everybody else gives you. Everything. There's nothing that we don't have available to give to you as far as marketing and promoting your house and whatnot. So we'd love to hear from you, love to chat, love to just share. If you got questions, don't hesitate to call. If you're thinking about selling 6 months from now, fine, call. We'll get you on the right path. So anyways, I hope this information was valuable and useful to you guys and helpful. And so if it was, wherever you're seeing this, put a comment. And let me know. Or if you need to chat, send me a message, call me, email me, text me, find me on Facebook, wherever. And I'm happy to talk to you. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Be safe. And we'll see you real soon. Take care.